Hello, I'm Reverend Shereen Nimnick and welcome to Universal Thought. This is a video series that I'm doing on the 25 core messages from What God Said from Neale Donald Walsch. So let's begin with 3 holy breaths in. So good. Absolutely love that. So this video series is on What God Said. Here's the book by Neale Donald Walsch. There's 25 core messages of conversations with God that will change your life and the world. And we are now on 4. Got to move my tab here. Okay. All right. Let me put my tab a little back. Okay. Core message number 4. God talks to everyone all the time. The question is not to whom does God talk? The question is who listens. How beautiful is that? Who listens, right? Core message number 4. God talks to everyone all the time. The question is not to whom does God talk. The question is who listens. So I was just mentioning this yesterday, and they say it is in the silence that you hear the voice of God. When you meditate and you silent your thought to where you don't stop all thought, that's impossible. But there is a point in meditation, and if you get really good at it, and people can be pros at meditating. You don't need to be a pro at meditating. But there are moments where you silence all those extra thoughts that are going on. And it is the most beautiful moment, but that is when you hear the voice of God. But there's other things that happen in our life that when you open yourself up consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously, when you allow yourself to be receptive. And every day I meditate twice a day. I say a prayer. I give thoughts out and I say, I am receptive. Today I will hear intuitive thought. And not only will I hear that intuitive thought, which is the voice of God within me, I will act upon that intuitive thought. Because that thought that is coming to me is the voice of God. If you've ever been in a situation where you knew something was so right, you felt it in your bones, that is the voice of God. That is intuition. And you are the divine presence of God. We've already talked about that you are the divine presence. So why would you not hear the voice of God within you? But what happens is we clutter ourselves up and we don't hear. It's like we go against that thought. Have you ever had that gut feeling that you needed to do something and then you didn't do it and you felt terrible because you didn't do it and you knew you should do it and of course something happens? That's the voice of God. That's the intuition. That is you talking to yourself. You inside of you saying, hey, you, this is what we need to do. So take today and reflect upon that. Think about all the times you've heard the voice of God. And I'm sure you'll come up with a lot of times. I've literally heard the voice in my head. Something was going on in my home. As an example, my daughter was very young. She thinks she was 4. And I had just laid down on the bed. And I was just laying on the corner of my water bed, at the foot of the bed, just to close my eyes for a moment. And I was feeling really good. And I heard this voice scream in my head. It said, get up. I shot off that bed so quick and I ran to the living room because I knew it was Sarah. So I run to the living room and there she is opening the door to the maintenance man. So he knocked on the door and of course I didn't hear it. And here she was. Anything could have happened. He could have taken my daughter. She could have gotten away. I mean, that was a powerful lesson to me back then. But you see, that was the voice of God. Some people say that could have been a guardian angel, however you want to interpret that when you have that happen to you. But I know that was the voice of God within me, all knowing, all seeing, and I reacted and I did that. I took care of, and my daughter was safe, and I was safe, and all is well. So today, take a few moments, reflect upon the voice of God, and know that God is talking to you. God is always talking to you. God is telling you everything. But are you listening to what God is saying? Are you denying what God is saying? That's a good one. Are you denying it? I'm not sure. Only you inside of you can reflect upon that. And I forgot to mention in my video, so I'm going to try to remember each video. If you have something to say about this topic, please leave a comment. If you want to expand upon this topic, please leave a comment so we can expand on that and create a beautiful dialogue and help others in their journey. So with that, I'm going to say it one more time, just because I think it's a powerful message. Well, they're all powerful messages, but I'm going to say it one more time. God talks to everyone all the time. The question is not to whom does God talk. The question is, who listens? And I hope you are listening. So, have the best day ever, and I will see you next time.